Hey there, welcome back to Coding Stuff, and this is third part of our To-Do List app using Firebase as a backend. So in the previous part, we have created design and we also prepare our layout. Now in this part, we'll add the task and we'll save it to Cloud Firestore. And also, if you haven't followed me on the Instagram yet, do so. There are post stuff related to Android and programming, and also you can DM me your error and problems. Okay, so first we'll grab these IDs in our main activity. So private recycler view, and we'll name it as recycler view. And then we have floating action button. So floating action button, and we'll name it as fab. Okay, so now we'll grab their ID. So recycler view equals to find view by ID r dot id dot recycler view. So I guess it's spelling mistake. Okay, but it's fine. And then mfab equals to find view by ID r dot id dot floating action button. And then we'll set some properties to our recycler view. So set has fixed size and will pass true. Then recycler view dot set layout manager, new linear layout manager, and here we need to pass the context. So main activity dot this, and then we'll add on click listener to our mfab button. So mfab dot set on click listener, new on click listener, and we'll come back here later. So before I need to add one class. So just hit on your package new Java class, and we'll name it as add new task. And this class will extend to bottom sheet dialog fragment. Okay, so here first we'll write log t, so it will add the tag, and then we'll create one method for returning instance of this class. So public static and type will be add new task, and let's name it as new instance. So here we'll write return new add new task and then semicolon. Okay, then we'll override on view created method. Before that we'll create one layout for, so hit on the layout and new layout resource file, and let's name it as add new task .xml. Hit on OK. I'll press Alt Control L to format the code, and here we need to pass the context. So just write context, this one, and that is add new task. Okay, so we'll require one edit text, and let's put width as match parent and height as wrap content. So first ID, so this will be task edit text. We can provide some margin to it of, let's say, 10 dp, and we'll add background tint of our green blue color, and also we'll provide hint, and hint will be right here, task here, dot, and then I'll close it. Then we need one text view, so let's write text view wrap content, and wrap content ID will be set div tv. So let's provide some text, and that will be set due date, and the color will be, text color will be green blue as well, and we can increase the text size to 14 st. Yeah, looks cool. And again I will require one drawable for it, so just click on drawable, new vector set, and this time we'll search for calendar. Okay, so this one, hit on OK, and I will require in green blue color, so this one hex code. Click on choose, next, and finish. Okay, so here we can add that, so drawable to the right side, and that will be calendar today. Yeah, cool. We can increase the text size to 16 sp and we'll add drawable padding of 8 dp. Yeah, now it looks cool. So we'll constraint edit text first and to the top, then our due date. We'll constraint left to the border and top of this to the edit text, and let's provide some margin of 10 dp from here and from the top of 8 dp. Yeah, looks cool. Now we need to add one button, so just grab one button from here, constraint it, and this one to the top of, and the top one to the bottom of this edit text, and let's provide some margin of 8 dp and 8 dp from here. Okay, so looks cool. Now we need to change the text of button. So save. Yeah, now it's cool. Can increase this to 11, I guess. Okay, so now we'll jump to add new task class. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We don't inflate the layout in on view created. Instead, we inflate the layout in on create view. So on create view, and here we got this. So we'll just cut this part and we'll use the inflator. So inflator dot inflate dot layout dot add new task, and then the container as a parent, and then false attached to root. Okay, so that's it for the on create view method. So now we'll just grab these all views in our Java file. So we have private text view, set due date, and then private we have an edit text. Let's name it as task edit. And then we have the button, so private button and save button. So in the on view created, we'll find the IDs. So set due date equals to view dot find view by ID dot ID dot set due TV. Then task button task edit view dot find view by ID dot ID dot task edit text, and then save button view dot find view by ID dot save. We didn't change the ID of this, so this is button. So let's name it as a save button. Save button and then semicolon. So in the main activity, what we can do, right? Add new task dot, we'll call the new instance method dot show it support fragment manager, and add new task dot tag. Let's make it public. Okay. So now in the add new task, also will require the Firestore. So private Firebase Firestore, Firestore equals to Firebase Firestore dot get instance. So now we'll add on text change listener to our edit text. So task edit dot add text change listener, this one, new text watcher. Okay, so we just have to implement this on text change. So here we'll check if the yes dot to string dot equals to empty string if it is not empty. So if this edit text is empty, then what we can do, we call our button and we'll just disable it. So set enable and it will be false. And also we'll change the color of this. So I'm save button dot set background color, this one, dot gray, and else I'm save button dot set enable to true. If there is some task, then we'll pass true. And also we'll change the background color to get resource dot get color, and here we'll pass r dot color dot green blue. Okay, so now we'll add on click listener to our due date. So set on click listener, new on click listener, and first we need to get instance of calendar. So calendar equals to calendar dot get instance, and we'll create some variables. So into month, this will be equals to calendar dot get, and we need to pass calendar dot month, int year equals to calendar dot get calendar dot year. And then we require day, so calendar dot get calendar dot date. Then we'll create one date picker dialog. So date picker dialog equals to date picker dialog, new date picker dialog, and here we need to pass context first. Okay, so we need to create one variable for context. So over here, private context, so context, and the new date picker dialog on date listener, semicolon, and here we need to pass some data. So first will be year, and then month and day. Yeah, so here we'll write some code for on date set. So what we have to do after the date is set, so first we'll increment the month value by 1 because it starts from 0, so plus 1, and then our set due date dot will just set the text as a day of month, the month, and the last will be year. So year. Yeah, again we need to create one string variable. So private, let's name it as due date. We'll initialize it as empty string. So here due date equals to our day of month plus the year. Yeah, so that's pretty much stuff for date picker dialog. Now we just need to show it. So here date picker dialog dot show. So now we'll add on click listener to our mserve button. So dot set on click listener, new on click listener, and here first we'll create one string that will store the task from edit text. So task edit dot get text dot to string, and we'll check if the task is not empty. If the task is empty, then we'll display one toast as empty task not allowed. Okay, or else if there is something, then we'll create one map. So map of string comma object, let's name it as a task map equals to new hash map, and then task map dot put. So the key will be first task and the value, that is task, then task map dot put due date, so due and due date string. And again what we can add, so task map dot put, so status of checkbox, and first we'll pass 0 value. Then we'll call our Firestore, so Firestore dot collection, and we'll name the collection as a task. Then we'll use add method, so it will automatically generate a random document for us. So here we'll put task map. Then we can have complete listener to it. New on complete listener, and again here we can change if task is successful. So if the task is successful, then we'll display the toast. You need to pass the context as task saved, else we can display another toast of error, so we can find out what the error is. So that will be our task dot get exception dot get message, and again we can have on failure listener to it, so new on failure listener, and here we can display the toast as e dot get message and then the last semicolon. So after saving this stuff on the Firestore, we can dismiss this bottom sheet, so dismiss. Okay, not here, we'll cut it and we'll paste it over here, so dismiss. Okay, so we have done pretty much stuff. Now what we can do, so now we need to attach the context to the current activity context, so we'll override on attach method, and then we'll write this dot context equals to context, and also we'll require to take care of on dismiss, so just override on dismiss method. And before that we need to create one interface, so click on new Java class, select interface, on dialog close listener, and here we'll create one method, so void on dialog close, and here we'll pass dialog interface and then semicolon. Okay, so in the add new task method, what we'll do here, we create one activity variable, so activity equals to get activity, and we'll check if the activity is instance of on dialog close listener. If it is, then on dialog close listener activity dot on dialog close, and here we need to pass this dialog. Okay, so I have connected my real device to the my PC, so I'll just hit on the run button. So Gradle build running, let's wait. So our app installed, and let me open the Google Chrome. So now click on Firestore database, new project. So as you can see, there is nothing in our Cloud Firestore till now. Now I will hit on this Fab button, and as you can see, a bottom sheet dialog pop up. Then let me write something. So task 1, yes, and I'll hit on the set due date. So I'll select tomorrow date, done OK, 2/4/2021, and then I'll hit on the save. As you can see, the toast task saved, and I have to reload this because I have added one collection. So as you can see, new collection has been added as a task, and then we have random document, and then inside that we have these fields due, status, and task. Okay, so it's working. Let me add some more data. So task 2, okay, and click on save. So yeah, it has been added here, task 2 and the date. Okay, so this is working fine. So that's it for this tutorial. In the next part, we'll see how we can retrieve that data and we'll display it in our activity main. Okay, so do subscribe and thank you for watching.